Did you guys see what Candace Owens just released on the Blake Lively Justin Baldoni case? Because I think it actually just confirms that the whole reason that this is all an issue is because Ryan Reynolds, this is what I think Ryan Reynolds thought that Blake was cheating on him.
I think stuttering's something that people still tease and bully, and it's something that's an easy target for that kind of thing.
Were you teased?
What's that?
Were you teased?
Yeah, for sure. And then I just kind of stopped speaking as much.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It's part of the journey. It's just, and that's really what I tell everyone, is that it's not all of you. It's just a part of you, and everyone's got something. This just is your thing, you know.
Wait, y'all didn't know that Emily Blunt and Blake Lively became worst enemies because she was allegedly chasing after Emily's husband, John Krasinski? It would turn out that Blake's talent for inserting herself in places where she's not wanted goes beyond just stealing other people's movies or campaign ideas. She also allegedly tried to steal Emily's entire life. I mean, what's not to like? Emily Blunt stays out of the gossip mill. Her career is steadily growing without too many controversial moments. She has a husband and kids who are devoted to her, and she doesn't have to perform cuteness to get the press to treat her like a Hollywood princess. Word on the street is that Emily went ballistic on Blake when she found out Blake had been thirsting after her husband, and she's not going to stop until Blake's career gets destroyed for good. So why would Blake leave her glamorous life and chase after another person's husband? And what does Ryan Reynolds have to do with all this? Let's get into it.
Did Blake Lively pull a Hailey Bieber and stalk Ryan Reynolds before they started dating? Because Blake Lively's Van Zandt company was actually formed in 2008, 2 years before the rumored affair with Ryan Reynolds when they met on the set of the Green Lantern in 2000.
According to insiders who have all the tea, this whole thing started at a 2022 private dinner hosted by Chanel in Paris. During this event, many people noticed that Blake Lively was way too comfortable around John Krasinski. Like, she was laughing at all his jokes, he was smiling way too hard, she was leaning into him like they were the only two people in the room and they were just acting like a bunch of giddy teenagers. And where was Emily in all this, you ask? Well, Emily was right there, witnessing her husband getting wrapped around another woman in real time. In fact, all the pictures from that night show Blake and John looking all cozy with no Emily in sight. You would think they were there as each other's dates, not as married people who attended an event with their respective spouses. Interestingly, every photo taken at this event seemed to have been wiped from the internet. According to sources, Emily flipped out after the event and confronted John about his relationship with Blake. That's when all the shady secrets started coming to light. Apparently, Blake had been unsatisfied with her marriage for a long time, and she saw John's offer of a shoulder to lean on as an opportunity to lean on other things, if you know what I mean. She allegedly started thirsting after John, sending him countless messages, calling him at odd hours of the night, and making herself suddenly available at every event John was at. The message was clear. She wanted John for herself and was willing to burn everything to the ground to get him, including her friendship with Emily Blunt. Before all this messy drama started, Emily and Blake were super close friends. Their friendship sort of started because their husbands, John and Ryan, were also close, but in time, they became almost besties themselves.
It's Valentine's Day, obviously. Any Valentine's Day plans for you?
Blake's taking me out for dinner.
No.
I'm sort of my husband's away, so are you going to take me out for dinner?
That felt nice.
I'm going to crash.
On that red carpet.
It felt kind of cozy. I feel like I want to join this date night.
I'm going to crash her and Ryan's.
The four of them regularly went on double dates and even visited each other at home every now and then. Back in 2018, Emily and Blake went viral after photos of them at a Michael Kors fashion show started making the rounds. They were sitting beside Zendaya and laughing hysterically over something. After the photos went viral, some assumed that Blake and Emily were laughing at Zendaya or gossiping about her. However, Emily finally cleared the rumors in a 2021 Vanity Fair lie detector interview. According to her, Blake, who was wearing a red trench coat, must have been worried that she was flashing the cameras, and they had a little inside joke moment that Zendaya wasn't a part of because she was focused on the runway. So, the fact that they were close enough to share these little moments and inside jokes just tells you how strong their friendship was at the time. In an industry where strategic alliances are more important than genuine friendships, forming a bond like that is rare. However, none of this mattered to Blake once she decided she deserved Emily's life. But here's the thing. A lot of people feel like Blake isn't 100% to blame in all this because it's not like Ryan Reynolds was that great of a husband anyway. Word on the street is that Ryan has a giant ego and cannot stand the idea of his wife being more successful than him at anything. Allegedly, Ryan is also very controlling, and if it were up to him, Blake would give up her career and become a stay-at-home mom. People have been digging up past blind items about Blake and Ryan, and some of the things that have been said about these two are just jarring. For example, this blind item from November 2012, just a few months after they got married, said, "This is not what this B-list television and movie, but best known for a hit almost network show, expected. She did not sign up to hide inside and never be seen. She wants to go out and be noticed and have a career and be in magazines, not order in every night. It's what you get though when you are with this A-list movie actor. It's all about him and what he wants." There's even one from 2015 that said, "The former B-list, mostly television actress was berated in front of her friends for 20 minutes because the actress had gone out and used the dog walker to walk the dog when her husband had specifically instructed her to walk the dog." I mean, sure, couples have their problems and it's not always rosy 24/7. But this takes toxic to a whole other level. And according to insiders, it got even worse when Blake's career started popping off after that little period when she didn't have much going for her. Whispers have been floating around that Blake didn't just feel unloved and frustrated in her marriage, she was actively looking for any outlet she could use to release steam. This ultimately led her to thirst after Emily Blunt's husband like she was in heat, which didn't end well for her. But get this, apparently this isn't even Blake's first time destroying another woman's relationship. A lot of people don't know this, but there used to be rumors that Blake Lively had an affair with Ben Affleck when he was still married to Jen Garner. Apparently, they hit it off when they were on set for the 2010 movie The Town, and the attraction was undeniable. The fact that Ben was married to Jennifer Garner at the time didn't mean anything to either of them, and it didn't take long for them to take things off camera. They were allegedly messing around with each other for months before Jen finally clocked, but by that time it was too late. A blind item from 2015 broke down the whole situation between Ben Affleck and Jen Garner and how Blake played into that. It talked about how Jen's OCD made her difficult to live with, and how Ben's womanizing, drinking, and gambling led to the breakdown of their marriage. It is his way of risking everything by taking huge chances like he wants to get caught. There was the former B-list, mostly television actress from the hit Almost Network show. They hooked up a bunch over a very short period of time, and if he had left his wife, then there would have been an entirely different past 2 years that took place. She would much prefer him to her current, not even close. So it looks like, at the time, there were already rumors that Blake would have preferred to be with Ben over Ryan. So the question is, why did she go after Ryan? For those who don't know, Ryan and Blake actually started seeing each other when he was still married to Scarlett Johansson. This explains why she lost it when she found out that Ryan was planning to work with Scarlett again. According to insiders, Ryan started acting distant with Scarlett when he started having an affair with Blake. He would sneak around to receive calls from Blake, come home late, and make up excuses to be away from the home. According to this blind item in 2015, Scarlett once talked about her A-list mostly movie actor ex and said that at least 3 times she could remember he stopped in the middle of actual X, not foreplay, but actual X, to take a call from his mother. Our actress also began to think he was calling his mom before the couple had X and telling her to call during it. His new wife would probably put up with it as she cried herself to sleep every night wondering why she traded in her fame for the marriage. But it would turn out that he wasn't actually calling his mom. He was calling his mistress, Blake. Eventually, Ryan dumped Scarlett and hard-launched his relationship with Blake.
Did we just get confirmation that Ryan Reynolds cheated on Scarlett Johansson with Blake Lively? Now, it's been rumored that these two had an affair on the set of The Green Lantern. That's where they met. Ryan Reynolds was the Green Lantern, Blake Lively played his love interest. But at the time, Ryan Reynolds was married to Scarlett Johansson, and Blake Lively was dating Penn Badgley. Then by the end of 2010, Ryan Reynolds had divorced Scarlett Johansson, and Blake Lively had broken up with Penn Badgley. Then by 2011, they confirmed their relationship, and by 2012, they're getting married on a plantation.
Sadly, their honeymoon phase didn't last long at all. Blake allegedly felt very insecure about her marriage because the foundation was so shaky. She would flip out whenever Ryan seemed to have anything to do with Scarlett, and he didn't really do much to reassure her that he had closed that chapter of his life. This blind item from 2014 talks about how toxic they would get with each other. This former A/B+ list mostly television actress who no longer acts much thanks to a controlling A-list husband has some control issues of her own. Her husband got sent a screener of a movie starring his almost A-list ex, and apparently he didn't throw it away fast enough. Our actress went ballistic and screamed at him and accused him of still wanting to sleep with his ex, and was so out of control that she was spitting and hyperventilating. Their relationship kept breaking down to the point where they were both looking for any excuse not to be around each other. Things got even worse when Blake started to pop them kids out, and the tension was at an all-time high. According to sources, they even started using their friends as buffers. Taylor Swift would come in and try to help them resolve their issues, and Emily and John would offer to have them for a double date so they could cool off. But it was during these meetups that Blake started to fall for John, because he would see how he treated Emily and wish she was the one being treated like that. Interestingly, Blake's thirsty behind didn't stop at John. When Justin Baldoni reached out to her for the lead role in It Ends With Us, she allegedly fell for him almost immediately. According to the lawsuit Justin filed against her, she would invite him to her trailer while she was breastfeeding or pumping, and she refused to see the intimacy coordinator who was hired for the movie. She would also allegedly call him sometimes at midnight, doing anything to gain his attention. And Ryan? Well, he's not stupid. He read the writing on the wall, and when he confronted Blake, she denied everything and acted like Justin was the one pursuing her. According to sources, she didn't even plan to file a lawsuit against Justin until Ryan pressed her to. An insider later spilled the tea about this on social media, saying, "Yesterday, I received a tip from someone who allegedly worked on the set of It Ends With Us. Lately, everyone is bashing Blake Lively, but apparently the true villain in this saga is Ryan Reynolds."
Did you guys see what Candace Owens just released on the Blake Lively Justin Baldoni case? Because I think it actually just confirms that the whole reason that this is all an issue is because Ryan Reynolds, this is what I think Ryan Reynolds thought that Blake was cheating on him. Here's the thing, if you don't know what Candace just released, she basically said that an insider scoop on the set of the movie It Ends With Us released to them that the issues started when Ryan randomly started showing up on set and demanded to see the dailies, which is all the footage that they shoot that day that like we wouldn't necessarily see in the movie, but like they would see it, right? It's like all the footage that they would go through before they make the movie. Why would he want to see that? Why would he want to see that? Apparently, purportedly, him and Blake were also fighting in the trailer. I would never like project or say my opinions on someone else's marriage, except in this case, we have an issue of a woman who is purportedly accusing someone else of sexual harassment. And it could be that Blake actually maybe had kind of a weird thing with this guy. And Ryan was like, this is weird. This is weird. And to save face, she was like, he sexually harassed me. And so he went on set and demanded to look at the footage, because that is actually the only thing that makes sense. And my mouth is on the floor.
Ryan also allegedly pressured talent agency WME to drop Justin Baldoni. According to The Insider, Ryan gave WME an ultimatum: it's us or him. The deal was either they drop Justin or lose Blake, Ryan, and Taylor, who were also managed by WME. The choice was clear. In all this, Blake probably didn't anticipate that her past would come back to bite her in the behind. But Emily isn't planning to just let her get away with almost ruining her marriage. Like, when did it become okay for friends to thirst after their friends' husbands? According to sources, things are currently very tense behind the scenes, and Blake and Ryan have to beg Emily not to take any action yet, because doing so would make their case against Justin Baldoni look bad, and it's already in a tough position. But do you guys think Emily should come out with it anyway? And what are your thoughts on Blake being an alleged serial side chick? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments, and stick around for this next juicy video.